Well, what was once ugly is now beautiful. What was once grey is now green. What was once intimidating at night time is welcoming at night time. It's really transformed this corner of London Bridge.
The notion of greening the bids, which is a group that we're all involved in, greening the business improvement district. So we all have projects where we're trying to increase biodiversity. All of those, if you link them together, they become like a string of pearls.
We all aspire to live in a green and pleasant land. And if we can take some of those benefits and bring them into a capital city such as London, people generally respond positively.
The Vauxhall Missing Link has started as a design competition with the RIBA and the Landscape Institute. We wanted to try to create a link that linked all the development and changes, regeneration changes that were taking place in Vauxhall and Nine Elms, and how to link that up to the South Bank. So it's taking a street that was originally dominated by cars and transforming it into a street which is about cycling and walking. So the whole idea was to create planted areas in the street that took on board the rainwater that would otherwise have gone into the sewers.
This garden used to be all cement and cobbles, and so all rainwater would run off into the mains network. Now the water is used to feed the plants, and also we have a drainage system that takes a lot of the water off the portico roof, and that's diverted to feed the plants as well. We did a green infrastructure audit in 2010 looking at the areas of Victoria that might be ripe for a bit of green improvement, and one such area was this patch outside John Lewis, which has become the John Lewis Rain Garden. It's really important for people's well-being that they have that space to enjoy, relax, and they're not just constantly rushing to and fro without experiencing any greenery or any wildlife.
Team London Bridge brought together a partnership of landlords, the Mayor's office, local residents to come up with a project, and then we work with Cityscapes to take in Sandra Rhodes as designer and Joe Swift as the gardener to produce what you've got in front of us today. The Greenwood Theatre helps London's environment in three ways specifically. One, it improves the air quality. Two, it improves biodiversity. And three, it helps reduce the urban heat island effect. Well, the Greenwood Theatre changes this corner of London, but if you had 100 Greenwood Theatres, you make 100 areas more vibrant, more environmentally friendly, more civically minded, and that really starts to change London.
Where we're standing now, 10 New Burlington Street, we've introduced over 500 square metres of green roofs, all of which introduce great new habitat and planting to the area. The principal benefit is it's the right thing to do as a long-term landlord and long-term property owners. Well, we've worked with the GLA and the Mayor over the last few years to establish Wild West End. And as much as we're able, we're trying to present buildings that have a life and a soul. And if the occupiers like it and the staff like it, that then translates through to a successful development.
Well, the Low Line is an attempt to connect Waterloo Station and London Bridge in a way that avoids the use of vehicle traffic. So the planting and the contrasting behaviour is helping to challenge that problem. Firstly, it encourages a different form of commute, which means that people are walking and cycling instead of being in vehicles. Secondly, it's got all kinds of sustainable implications. Prevention of flooding, taking particulates out of the air. But there's no reason why this route shouldn't extend several miles in either direction from the segment from Waterloo to London Bridge that we're intent on creating.
I think what we particularly liked about Green the Bids is that these are bottom-up. This isn't us telling people what they should do or how they should do it. This is us using our knowledge of the environment to help them realise their own objectives.
Becoming the greenest capital city in the world is a massive, high ambition, but it's deliverable, and the benefit of that is the benefit that it brings to the lives of ordinary London people.
But if you get all the parties around the table, you'll find that most people want the same thing, and you can work together to get a great outcome like we have with this rain garden.
The types of interventions that they are can quite often be modest and fairly easily to implement and replicate, but their aggregate effect is quite astounding and can be really transformational to an area.
I'd hope to see projects like this in the future delivering just on a much broader scale. Because this is working with business partnerships, it shows that the environment and business, the environment and growth actually don't have to be incompatible. The environment's not a blocker to a healthy, thriving economy. Actually, it's fundamental to it.